A critical analysis of the Targaryen expansion in Westeros. A critical analysis of the Targaryen expansion in Westeros. The Targaryen conquest of Westeros is one of the most pivotal events in Game of Thrones history, lasting nearly a century. It transformed the landscape of the continent and set the stage for the complex web of power struggles that would unfold in the centuries to come. At its core, the Targaryen expansion was a series of military campaigns carried out by the first four Targaryen kings, beginning with Aegon the Conqueror, who united the seven warring kingdoms under one rule. I've always found it fascinating that, despite their legendary dragon fire, Aegon's success lay not just in his military prowess, but in his ability to forge alliances, impose a uniform system of rules, and navigate the intricate web of cultures and histories that defined the seven kingdoms. Of course, the Targaryen expansion wasn't without its costs. The brutal suppression of native populations, frequent burnings of key cities, and the forced assimilation of non-Targaryen cultures have been the subject of much criticism and analysis. The once vibrant culture of Dorne, for instance, was largely erased during the conquest, its distinctiveness subsumed by the dominant Targaryen identity. Another critical aspect of the Targaryen expansion is its impact on the small council system and the eventual downfall of the Targaryen dynasty. The petty squabbles and power struggles of the great families, once kept in check by the strong arm of the conqueror, were left to simmer and eventually boil over, contributing to the civil war that would ultimately lead to the end of the Targaryen era. Looking closer at the historical record, we see that Aegon's successors became increasingly paranoid and mercurial, descending into madness and inbreeding that would erode the foundations of their power. In many ways, this decline parallels the rise of the modern nation-state, where those in power are constantly jostling for position, willing to do whatever it takes to stay ahead. However, the Targaryen expansion also offered an early experiment in imperial governance. Despite its many flaws, the centralized system of power established by the Targaryens laid the groundwork for what would become a more robust and sophisticated administrative system in the centuries that followed. The Targaryen expansion has often been portrayed as a simplistic tale of conquest and domination, but, upon closer inspection, we see a far more complex and nuanced narrative, one of cultural suppression, political maneuvering, and contingency that speaks to the ongoing nature of power struggles in any given society.